welcome to Quantum Leap Learning. This is an online series by UltraCamp Asia. So you can find our videos on our YouTube channel, which is also called UltraCamp Asia. So don't forget to check it out after this and also hit the subscribe button. Now, the first question we should all be asking ourselves is, what exactly is learning how to learn? Learning how to learn is life's most important skill. So first, this learning skill applies to everything we learn, from learning certain sport, for example, basketball, soccer, badminton, to learning a new language, to learning mathematics, chemistry, physics, or even to learning how to ride a bicycle. We all need to have this learning skill in order to help us to learn better. Now, this is a fact. Every child has a different learning style. So over 24 years of teaching, I like to observe how children learn. And because I understand that everyone has a different learning style, it also makes me challenge myself to become a better educator. We can't deliver the content in the same way and expect every child to be able to learn at the same speed or absorb at the same rate. So this is something we want to look at. Visual, auditory, reading, writing, kinesthetic. No one is really just one style. So no one is just really a visual learner only. We in fact are a combination of a few. So we call ourselves multimodal learners. That's the importance of why, because most of us are multimodal learners, the right kind of learning environments will stimulate the way we learn. So that's something we need to bear in mind. So if you are a visual learner, or if your child is a visual learner, what does that mean? It means that you probably enjoy looking at learning where there's a lot of graphs, infographics, cartoons, illustrations, videos, artwork, flowcharts, diagrams, because these are visually stimulating. And it makes you learn better when you see all this. So for visual learners, we have some helpful techniques to share with you. If your child is a visual learner, help them learn better by color coding information. Right? When they learn something, for example, English, you color code it as blue, math, green, science, yellow. So whenever they see these colors, they relate to them instantly. Also using different fonts. Have you realized that some people, when they write certain things, they love to have different fonts? It's not so much as an artistic, angle to learning, but really it helps them to see better because they are so much of a visual learner. Now, of course, labeling important points with stickers is also a very good way for visual learners to learn better. The second group of learners are auditory. So auditory learners learn best through what? Podcast, webinar like this one, audio book. Rather than forcing them to read a book, they probably let them listen to an audiobook and they will learn faster and absorb more. And also having an instructor talking to them face to face. So I know that during this COVID-19 period, a lot of children have to do home-based learning and they face a lot of challenges, especially for auditory learners, because they don't see the teacher there. They don't hear the teacher's voice. All they see are words on screen. And it makes them, feel that learning is very, very tough. So what can we do to help them? Group discussions, right? Auditory learners like to discuss, they like to talk. Debating is a good way to help them to learn better also, because it challenges them to think while they are listening. And the third one, I like this very much, reading their written work aloud to themselves to help them think through it, right? A lot of times we think, how can we help a learner who just likes to listen? Well, let them read to themselves. Because when you read to yourself, you are also self-checking. Next, we have the third group of learners. We call them reading and writing. What are the helpful techniques? Journal writing. Journaling is a very good technique for learners who love to read and write, doing this research. I realize that I'm very much a reading and writing kind of learner because I do a lot of writing. I'm not so good with just listening. I need to take down notes. So in fact, if your child or you yourself fall into this category like me, you encourage your children to take notes during class to actually help them process the information and later on have an easier time recalling it. Learners like myself and all other learners like this, what do we love? We love anything that's text-based. We love text-based courses. We love PDFs, documents, books, ebooks. Yeah, I have a full shelf of books that I haven't finished reading, but I just love reading, and that's what stimulates me, into thinking more. And of course, the last group of learners, kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners are often known as hands-on learners because they like to just, be active, moving their hands, So what can we do to help them learn better in a setting that maybe it's difficult to have too much movement? Using flashcards, for example, for subjects like math and English, to help them to memorize, because when you use all these cards, it becomes an interactive experience. It becomes something where they are involved directly. They're not just a passive learner, now they become an active learner. Back to my question earlier, what exactly is learning how to learn? It is really a learning skill that helps you to speed up your learning, improve your memory, and absorb knowledge and skill faster. Above all, it is the skill above all skills. Really, before we start out learning anything, we need to first learn how to learn. Don't you agree?